It's time for Rupert's Royal Roundup.
Rupert's Royal Roundup.
It wouldn't be Sunday without that, Rupert, would it? Good morning, Rupert Bell.
Good morning, David Bull. Welcome back.
Thank you very much indeed. Have you missed my Rupert's Royal Roundup?
It didn't get an airing last week, but I was still on. So, I don't think Penny was ready for that.
No. So, what have you got for us today?
Well, I don't know whether it's changed. I was at the Grand National yesterday, but more on that probably later, where I was covering it for the sister station TalkSport. But on the royal front, what has been dominating, obviously, we now finally can put the news that Harry's coming to the coronation, but they're sort of drip-feeding the sort of fact that the King and Harry have been having telephone conversations about how to manage it, and what we're led to believe is that the King's comfortable that Meghan's not coming over with the children. And although, of course, you've been hearing that Meghan and Harry wanted a more prominent role for their children, but the oldest is only going to be 4, and probably it's quite hard to manage toddlers in circumstances like that. So there was always going to be hard to find them anything other than just sort of having a little photo opportunity. So clearly, compromises have been reached, I think, would be the conclusion about at least Harry's turning up. He can put on a front, working with his family. That sort of may play well with his American audience because it seems that he's still got some relevance to the royal family. So all in all, we can now move on and get ready for the May the 6th, which is proving quite a logistical complication to organise, the rehearsals, because it may seem like a long time between the Queen dying and the funeral and now the coronation. But the logistics and getting it right is extremely difficult. And that is the problem, is trying to bring all the various parties together. Obviously, the meat of the service as well, of how that's going to look, but all the other bits that make it, hopefully, a smooth running affair, which we are good at doing, but the rehearsals and everything, bringing it all together is, I think, giving some of the organisers the odd headache.
Well, so it's really interesting. First of all, I'm delighted that Harry's coming. I think that's absolutely the right decision, and fine, Meghan not coming, you can read into that what you want. And as you rightly say, Archie will be 4, I think, on that day. And so, fine if she's made that decision. But just in terms of the rehearsals, and of course, we've been talking this morning about our pared-down military, but obviously this is going to be a huge occasion. My understanding is the rehearsals are actually going pretty not to plan at the moment. They're overrunning. Are they doing them in the middle of the night? Because that's what I've seen before in London.
Yeah, that's what they do. 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll see they will rehearse, because obviously there's not much traffic around. So there's an early morning call for all the people. And you're right. When you go back to 1953, we were still national service. We had plenty of servicemen and women to call upon to be part of that coronation. But now we have a very small military in comparison, or the army, I think, is only 75,000 personnel strong. So suddenly you've got members of the household division, household cavalry. It really is trying to make sure you've got the troops there and you're not then restricting what they're supposed to be doing, their normal day job. So this all adds to the complication of trying to get this, the whole thing right, is how you get all the personnel without impacting on other aspects of the service personnel's role. And clearly there's a lot going on at the moment.
You make a great point, actually. And just in terms, we do these things really well, and of course it's really important that we do these things really well. I have to say I'm saddened with the shortened processional route. I don't understand the thinking behind that, because many people will come to the capital city and will want to be here and be part of it. And surely to have a longer route would have been the right thing to do. I understand they'll also take the rather nicer coach on the way there, and then the coronation coach, the one with the leather straps, which I think the late Queen called a bone shaker bag. But why have they shortened the route?
I think we've been talking about it. There's not as many people around, and it's security as well. Remember, this is a completely different era. If you suddenly got to then secure another site, 5 miles the previous one was in this present climate, that is another huge logistical exercise. We saw it at the coronation, at the funeral rather, the number of security people. Remember talking to policemen who'd come from all over the country to be part and help the Metropolitan Police there. It would again have put huge strains on the various forces to do that processional route in the old days. So I think there is a sort of compromise in the sense that we need to keep the one route, because it's the same one going in and out, and basically that means that they've only got one sort of route to make absolutely secure. So I think there are security reasons, logistical reasons, and maybe, yes, it's going to be disappointing that everybody's not going to be able to see it if there are huge crowds coming. But there are talk, there's how much is the country a bit ambivalent to it, because there's a lot of other stuff going on at the moment, all these strikes and everything else. What's the passion for it? Will we see lots of people coming to London for this?
I mean, my sense is that people are really excited about it. I may have got that wrong, but we're showing the route there. The fact is, have you got any top tips for people if you are coming? And I know lots of people are planning to come to London. I mean, I have no idea where you would stick yourself on that route.
Well, just get there early if you are, and if you have, got to have a warm sleeping bag with you, probably.
Are you talking one day early or many days early?
Well, look, there are people who are absolutely committed, who might want to be there early, might want to be at the top of the mall, or so that they can see the balcony appearance and all that. So that will be where people may want to feel that if they want to get the best view, that's where they need to go. And how they manage that, will they, like they did for the Platinum Jubilee when we saw the Queen's appearances, allow people to come onto the Mall so that everyone can get even a street lining, so more people can see that appearance. So it's difficult to say where you should go, but if you are coming, make sure you're ready for the British. You're ready for the British weather.
Well, quite right. Where will you be, Rupert? Do you know yet?
It's fluid. I'm waiting for this. I will basically be told by someone in the building, go there.
Fine.
That will be the plan. So point and go might be the way it might. So I'm looking forward to being told. But I'm sure, like the people organising the coronation, there are a lot of people working out what not only I'm doing, but other people within the building.
Well, it wouldn't be a coronation without you, would it, Rupert?
Let's say I wasn't around last time, so this is
not what I heard.
Only one I'm likely to get, so I'm going to make the most of it.
Super. Thank you very much indeed, Rupert. That's Rupert Bell, Talk Radio's royal correspondent.